Wednesday the 11th of January and today I went to Birmingham. I had a bit of business up there. It's quite interesting really. It took just over an hour to get there, but then coming home it was 2 hours 15 minutes or thereabouts, which is the same time that it takes or used to take me coming back from Leeds. It literally stopped everywhere. And I'm embarrassed to say that I did that really arrogant Londoner thing. So when I got on the train, sat down, some other young chap got on and asked if the train was going to Northampton, to which I replied, no, it was going to Euston. And then somebody else piped up, yeah, it stops at Northampton. I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm just a typical Londoner. It's like, if it's outside London, it doesn't really exist. I mean, I only went to Birmingham really to see if it was actually there. No, I had a very pleasant time. I was only there a very short time, meeting a new colleague who was a very nice chap. Quite productive, I felt the meeting was. Not much more really to say about the day. I spent much of it reading Apple News, and I read an interesting article in The Independent. Can't really tell you much about what it was, but it was interesting at the time. It was talking about how Rishi Sunak is talking to us all like we're children, which I have to say, given he wants us all to study maths to 18, I think that's probably true. I think he is. And it was saying how he got that from Boris Johnson. It was just tracking politicians over the years, starting from Margaret Thatcher, and then it talked about David Cameron. David Cameron got likened to a used car salesman, but as they said, at least he was selling cars to adults, whereas Rishi really does talk down to us. But don't you think that's a thing? I mean, a recent podcast of somebody who shall remain nameless, the whole thing was just talking down to the audience. I would never do that. But in this article, it talked, as I say, about Boris Johnson's kind of style, which was basically to deceive and lie to us, as we know. And it described his politics as very much have your cake and eat it, which really winds me up. Can we just get it straight? The actual saying is eat your cake and have it. It always has been, but nobody ever quotes it correctly. Have your cake and eat it just doesn't make any sense. If you think about it, the whole premise of the quote is that you have something and you still want to have had it, even though you've eaten it effectively. So it is eat your cake and have it. It's the same way as I get wound up when people talk about harassment. It's actually harassment. That is the correct way of pronouncing it. Harassment, not harassment. I was harassed. You were harassed. There, that's lesson over. Me having said I don't talk down to people. Well, I don't. Not normally. I'm just feeling feisty today because I've been let out the house. Much love and gratitude.